Yeah, that's a valid feedback as well. Actually, the only reason of having a relatively bigger contract size is in some sort is determined by the market factors. So in terms of US dollar, in terms of crypto, if we are having a bullish one, so every crypto have a really good performance in terms of US dollar. So in that case, the US dollar value in terms of notional value per contract size would be bigger. So that's why we're actually considering adjusting the value of each contract in terms of USD notional value. So it will be better to the retail customers, general users later on. Yeah, I think that's a valid request. The only reason that we have currently we have 50K as a minimum requirement for options because we think option is a relatively sophisticated financial product. To trade option, normally user need to equip the knowledge in terms of need to equip the understanding in terms of time decay, option pricing methodologies, and how the relation between the options and derivative contracts like futures, for example. So in consider of this consideration, we think that it's better to have better educations for sophisticated user. So I think that we think a 50K in terms of minimum requirement for trading option is part of our risk management program or user protection program for general users. We continuously provide more educational material for options. Hopefully we can let the users to give more time for them to understand this product better. The idea of wrap packets, obviously a Chinese culture, is to having fun. You can start giving wrap packets to, especially in all kind of festival and the festive year, so that you can to your friends, to everyone you like. In crypto, that's actually a very fun product. A lot of users love it. But at the same time, we need to. But it's still a crypto. It's not something that sits within the electronic money, within transacting in between your bank accounts. We need to put some kind of risk check by various parameters. For example, if you're continuously giving a really big wrap packet in a really big amount to somebody else, we think this kind of transaction is abnormal, and we should be red flagged within our risk management system. We are worried about whether or not the accounts or the user's account have been compromised. They're using wrap packet as a gateway to hack your account and transfer their funds to his personal wallet. Because OKX already have a really robust system in order to monitoring your withdrawal, even after you hack your account. But wrap packets, we need to comply with the similar risk methodology to protect the security of the fund. Ultimately, we want to put the security nature of the fund as the user access the fund as the highest priority. That's why, yeah, even it's a fund product, it's a product that's meant to be fund, we need to impose certain abnormal transactions monitoring. Yeah, that is a valid request. Everyone wants to have a fair and safe transactions, but in a peer-to-peer OTC markets, we need to always be very cautious on the counterparty risk. As a platform, we would protect the user interests on both sides, not just on the buy side or the sell side, on both sides, to honor the transaction as best as possible, at best of our capability. So what we are going to do is to have multiple factors and numeric factors to monitor transaction to check the validity of different counterparties. I think the requesting a ledger on the bank balance is actually a very good parameters that we can consider. It can be part of our risk management system to monitoring the counterparty risk of both sides. Just to bear in mind that if you're merchants or peer-to-peer counterparty that's proved to be having an abnormal behavior or post fraudulent transaction with the platform, we have many means. OKX have many rights and authority to freeze the assets, freeze their insurance funds, and also actually delisting from our platform. So we have many ways. We need to the overall concept is we need to keep complying and improve our risk management system, and at the same time we need to protect our users by giving them a fair and transaction with OTC transaction environment. Not all of them, right? We have a really robust and comprehensive evaluation criteria for all listed assets, crypto on OKX. Some of the parameters are very scientific and numeric because we will evaluate it for, first of all, whether or not the project could be due diligence, whether the founders could be due diligence, whether they have a real trackable community user base, whether or not they have a marketable product, or even prototype that available using and people using it in the markets. So various parameters that we can is part of our evaluation matrix for all kind of listed token. But bear in mind that even the fact that we spend on some resources into evaluations, the market price is something that we can control because it's determined by first the nature of the token. Obviously, it's emergent token. Some of them are experiment token. Could be very risky because most of the tokens, even most of the projects are at a very early stage of their development. So normally they need a lot of time to prove their product as a product market fit. So makes sense to on its high risk nature. Another factor is overall in crypto, it's a relatively volatile asset because most of the token, in terms of even on either taken into whatever category of the projects, is also most of them is having we call it uncharted area. A lot of social experiments, a lot of very exciting DeFi exercise, GameFi exercise experimenting across all the aspects. So it's exciting and equally risky at the same time. And also you need to take consideration of the market condition as well, because the overall macroeconomic is not exactly exciting. So we're experiencing stagnation in terms of growth. It's also affecting the general market condition, especially in the equity market. And so somehow crypto is positively correlated to current equity market and general market condition. That's why we got as your emergent token or new token or Bitcoin or Ethereum or major token. You'll be equally affected by a different degree by market conditions. So my advice always have risk diversifications of your investable assets, not just on crypto, of your equity, your stock, your bonds, and as well even of your real estate. Yeah, so those are the questions that are commonly asked by the user. There are 2 user feedback that we're going to put in our product iterations improvement process, and we're going to put it on chain. For the record, we're going to put it on chain. So in addition, actually we received different kind of feedback, around 200 feedback. Some of them are actually quite interesting. For example, like your candlestick chart on the phone is not very easy to operate, and someone asked whether or not OKC Metaverse Music Festival, whether or not we can invite guests to attract even artists to interact with OKX fans. I think that's a lot of ideas that are very interesting and lots of fun within this process. So we continuously to answer this, to arrange this kind of Q&A sections related to OKX product and the OKX roadmap and OKX visibility of the strategies as well. So once again, I'm thankful for your comments, and we're going to see you very soon.